Okay. We have I think we have trustee nominating, and then I think I'm going to do a 5-minute break after trustee nominating, and we'll start the full board meeting.
Okay, thank you. Let's call this meeting to order. Monocle roll call, please.
Okay, Chair Hosseini, Governor Coons.
Here.
Chair Colson.
Here.
Governor Link. Here. Governor Rude.
Here.
Governor Tripp.
Here.
And Governor Webster. Here. Chair Hosseini, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Need a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting held at the University of Florida on January 17, 2013.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Need a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting held by conference call on February 21st, 2013.
So moved.
Motion? Second.
Second.
Second. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. For Florida International University, Mr. Coons, Mr. Tripp, and I were the committee members who vetted the applicants. We have completed our interviews and are prepared to recommend a candidate to fill the position. Mr. Tripp, would
Thank you,
give us a
Mr.
report,
Chairman.
please?
The committee has spent some time interviewing prospective members for the board, and I am prepared to move that the committee recommend to the full board that Jorge Luis Arruzarreta be reappointed to the Florida International University Board of Trustees for a term beginning March 28, 2013 and ending January 6, 2018. Of course, the appointment would be subject to confirmation by the Senate and to Mr. Arruzarreta attending an orientation if he has not attended an orientation in the past year. And some highlights for him: he is a current trustee who is eligible for reappointment. He has a letter of support from President Rosenberg. He is actually a former member of this Board of Governors, 2006, 2007, and when he resigned, I was appointed to his position. He is chairman and CEO of Arruzarreta and Associates Business Consulting, and he is a former member of the Florida Post-Secondary Education Planning Commission. He's a former member of Miami-Dade County Public Health Trust. He has an extensive career in public service, including working for the presidential campaigns and transition teams of George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush, the Florida Republican Party, the Republican National Party, Senator Connie Mack, co-chair of the Office of Tourism, Trade, and Economic Development under Governor Charlie Crist, and Attorney General Bill Cullum's transition team. He formerly worked with Huizenga Holdings as Vice President of Public Affairs. Mr. Chairman, I move his appointment.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. University of Central Florida. For University of Central Florida, Mr. Colson, Mr. Coons, and I were the committee members who vetted the applicants. We have completed our interviews and are prepared to recommend a candidate to fill the position. Mr. Coons, would you give us a report, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to tell you a few highlights about a extremely qualified candidate, Beverly C. Ms. C is currently Vice President and General Manager of CAE Corporation, a publicly traded modeling and simulation company. She's formerly the Senior Vice President and General Manager of Science Applications International Corporation, a company specializing in engineering, modeling, and simulation. She's worked on innovations for the United States Army. Ms. Say has a BS degree in mathematics and an MS in computers, information, and control engineering from the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. And she is currently a board member of the Florida High Tech Corridor Council. She is an incredibly impressive woman and very smart and a bit intimidating as I'm talking to her because she's a lot smarter than me. But Based on my personal interview and knowledge of her, I would like to move that the committee recommend to the full board that Beverly Jo Say be appointed to the University of Central Florida Board of Trustees for a term beginning March 28, 2013 and ending January 6, 2018, and this appointment would be subject to confirmation by the Senate and to Ms. Say attending a robust orientation session.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. For the University of South Florida, Mr. Colson, Ms. Link, and I were the committee members who vetted the applicants. We have completed our interviews and are prepared to recommend a candidate to fill the position. Ms. Link, would you give us a report, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are very fortunate with this board to have many excellent applicants. Our notebook was this thick when I printed it out. But the subcommittee I'd like to present some highlights of Ms. Nancy Hemingway Watkins. She is the founding partner of Robert Watkins and Company, PA, which is a CPA firm in Tampa. She is a member of the Hillsborough Community College District Board of Trustees, has served on that board since 1999. She has, in that capacity, also served on the Association of Florida Colleges. She's been the chair of the Trustees Commission from 2008 and 2009. Also, as a member of the Board of Directors for the Association of Community College Trustees, which is the national board, and she served on that from 2006 to present. Ms. Watkins has indicated that should she be appointed to the USF board, she would resign from those positions so as to avoid a conflict of interest. She is also a USF alum, having earned her BA degree there. She's very well respected in the area. She's trained trustees. She's worked with a lot of folks at the community college level to make sure the trustees understand their role as policy providers and not as micromanagers, and has spent a lot of time making sure folks understand their role that they're supposed to serve as a trustee. I think she'd make an excellent trustee for University of South Florida. So I move that the committee recommend to the full board that Nancy Hemingway Watkins be appointed to the University of South Florida Board of Trustees for a term beginning March 28, 2013, ending January 6, 2016. This appointment would be subject to confirmation by the Senate and to Ms. Watkins attending an orientation session.
Do I hear a second? Second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Anything else? Thank you so much for all your good work. And with that, that completes our meeting, and this committee is adjourned.
Okay, why don't we take a 10-minute break and come back to start the Board of Governors meeting in 10 minutes. Thank you so much. I got to